Hey guys, it's Brett. I'm here with my home fragrance empties video for the month of January. This is everything I used up in the month of January. I don't have a whole lot really compared to what I normally do. I think it's because I've had some kind of like cold and sinus thing going on the last month and a half or so. I've just been kind of like, it started out with like some headaches and stuff, so I was having, they weren't real bad, but they were like a light headache to where it was just enough to be bothersome. And it seemed like whenever I would have wax melts going or like wallflowers from Bath & Body Works in, those things would just make it worse. So I took my wallflowers out of the wall, out of the plugins, and I wasn't melting much wax melts because, like I said, it would just seem like it would make it worse. So that's probably why I didn't finish any of my wallflowers, so I don't have any wallflowers to talk about. And I only have like 4 different wax melts because I just wasn't melting very much because it would make my headache worse, the whole sinus thing. But I do have 8 candles here. I even sometimes at night, like I didn't even want to burn a candle or anything because any kind of fragrance and stuff would just make me have a little more of a headache than what I already had. So when you have a little bit of a headache, you don't normally want fragrant things going because it tends to make it bothered even more. So that's probably why I didn't go through as much. But I will go through and show you what I did use. First up, we will start with this Bath & Body Works candle here. It's Ski Lodge Hot Cocoa and Cream. My son Ralphie got this for me for Christmas, and I've had this before. I really like it. It's a really good, just nice hot cocoa. It smells exactly like hot cocoa. Like the Swiss Miss packets of hot cocoa, that's what this smells like. You would get a real nice milky milk chocolate smell, creamy milk chocolate, and then you get like, you can get like a little bit of like a marshmallow quality in there a little bit. So good, really good chocolate scent. This was nice through probably about like 7.5 to 8. Had a nice good throw with it. It did get a little puny wicks going on at the halfway point, and I got tired of messing with the puny wicks. I didn't feel like cotton balling anymore, so I just put it into my, I think I set this on my candle warmer, I believe, on my hot plate warmer, and then I used it the rest of the way that way. That's why there's no wicks or anything in there. After I'm done, whenever I get done with putting it on a hot plate warmer, melting it, or in a candle crock, I just take it while the wax is still melted and I pour the wax out and then kind of wipe the top a little bit, and then I just recycle the glass. You can either do that, or some people will just turn the wax candle crock or wax warmer off, let it harden back up, and they'll pop into their freezer and then pop the wax out. But sometimes I have a hard time getting the wax out when I do that. Sometimes the wax won't come out very well, so I just pour it out and then I recycle it. Or sometimes I'll keep the jars if it's a really nice jar that I want to keep, and I'll use it for something. Next up, we have Creamy Nutmeg from Bath & Body Works. I love this scent. It's really, really good. I had it, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, and I really liked it, but it was really light. I wish it would have been stronger, and it was stronger. This year's, well, last year's, 2019, when it came out for Christmas, it was really good and it was stronger. This one, oh, it's so good. You get that, definitely get that spicy nutmeg. You get a creamy vanilla in there. I think it says chestnut. It says vanilla chestnut. You kind of get a little bit of a chestnut quality in there. It says spiced nutmeg, sugared cinnamon. Yeah, you get the spicy, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, and it says vanilla chestnut. Yeah, I kind of get that a little bit. It's just really good. Loved it. This one threw much better. It was probably around, I probably said like a 7.5 to 8 on the throw on this one. Really good. And it burned pretty good too. I don't think I had many problems with this one. Burned pretty good. Oh, towards the end there. A little bit of wax left at the bottom, but yeah, I was really happy with this one. I really like that one. Next we have Salted Pretzel Milkshake. I bought this last year and I never had burned it yet, so I finally got around to burning it. I'd heard many people talk about this one in the past, so I wanted to try it out. So this one did have kind of a pretzel kind of quality with it. There's a saltiness to it and pretzel, but then there's also like a creaminess to it. I know it says pretzel bits, salty pretzel bits. It says creamy vanilla ice cream, gooey chocolate drizzle. I didn't really smell much chocolate. Maybe a little bit, but not much. Definitely got that vanilla, and then you got this, it says the salty pretzel bits. I got the saltiness and kind of pretzels, but when I burned it, it came off like a burnt smell, like something was kind of burning, like a burnt, I almost want to say like a burnt kerosene kind of smell. I know a lot of people talk about kerosene smells with Bath & Body Works candles, and I personally haven't had that all that much, but this one did come off like a burnt kerosene kind of smell. I know there are some other candles that have kind of like, some people will say they come off smelling like they're burnt. Like, I think it's pumpkin cinnamon bun. That's one of my favorites. I love it, and a lot of people think that smells burnt, like something's burnt. I always thought that smelled more like something baking in the oven, like something browning, like a cinnamon roll browning on the edge of the cinnamon roll. But this one smells more like kind of burning a little bit. Not scorched burnt necessarily, but just kind of burning. Like you have it too long in the oven and it's starting to burn a little bit, mixed with a little bit of kerosene or something. I don't know, it's too much. Kind of makes it, it kind of like chokes you a little bit because that burnt kerosene kind of a smell. Yeah, I just didn't care for it. So I thought maybe if I melt it, it won't have a flame going, it won't smell it as burnt or something. So put it in my candle crock, excuse me, and it smelled kind of the same. I still got that, it wasn't quite as bad, but it still smelled kind of like that burnt kerosene smell. So I did finish it up. It lasted, you know, 3 or 4 days in the candle crock, and then I was done with it. As you can see, no wicks because I pour the wax out and then the wicks come out as well. Sometimes if I pour the wax out, I had to pull the wick out the bottom and then I recycle it, like I said. But yeah, I just, for some reason, that burnt kerosene smell, I just didn't care for it in this one, so I wouldn't get that one again, personally. Next up we have another Bath & Body Works. This is the Aromatherapy Peaceful Peppermint and Tea Tree. This one, I really like this one. This one was nice. Definitely stronger on the tea tree than the peppermint. You mostly get tea tree and then just a little bit of peppermint mixed in with that, which I'm fine with because I was kind of afraid that peppermint might overtake the tea tree. And I had, if you saw my last Empties video, I burned twisted peppermint this year and, well, last year, the very end of the year. And it was way too much for me. I keep wanting to say this year's, but it is kind of this year's. This past holiday season's twisted peppermint was too much for me. It's always been strong, but this one was just, I almost couldn't take it this year. So I don't even know if I'm gonna buy it anymore. I might try it again in a few years or something, but it was just too much for me. So I was kind of afraid that peppermint might be too much, but it wasn't. It was a really good, nice mixture of that. Very nice, very calming like. So yeah, and this one burned pretty good. I think I might have had a cotton ball a couple times, but it was pretty good most of the time. Then we have, let's see, I'll do one more Bath & Body Works. We have another Aromatherapy. This is in Relax, Lavender, and Cedarwood. And this is in the 1 wick jar. I got this and I had it in my bathroom. I like to place these 1 wick jars in the bathroom because they're kind of just the right size for a bathroom because they're, you know, a little smaller. This one was nice. I don't know what I did with the lid. I lost the lid somewhere. I don't know where it is. This was really good. Definitely lavender and cedarwood, exactly what it says. I would say it's a little more stronger on this lavender than the cedarwood, which I'm fine with because I love lavender, and sometimes cedarwood scents can be, they'll overpower and be a little bit too much at times. So I thought maybe that cedarwood might overtake that lavender, but it didn't. I smell more of the lavender, but then a nice little blend of that cedarwood mixed in there. Really good, really relaxing, like it says. Very nice for the bathroom. Did really good. Burned good. There's a little bit of residue around the side, but not too much. Takes a little bit longer for these to pull out because it's a 1 wick, but it is smaller, so it doesn't take too long to pull out. But you have to, it probably takes a good hour or so for it to completely pull out, hour and a half. So you might want to get a little bit of time to burn it so it pulls out all around the whole side of the candle. But once it pulled out, it was fine. Never had any problems with it. It threw really well for a 1 wick candle. Probably like 7.5. Yeah, I like that one, and I would definitely get that again. And then we have 3 homeworks. We have this here, we have white birch. This was from the TSV, the holiday TSV. I've had this one before, and this one is just the same as it was that I had a couple of years ago, I believe. Yes, really good. You definitely get that birch and that balsam. And then it's just like a wintry birch and balsam. And what else does it say in this? I think it said, no, it says crisp winter air, fir balsam and white birch. Yeah, it's got like a wintry air, wintry kind of a feel to it. Yeah, it kind of almost has, it veers a little bit on the like Vicks vapor rub kind of smell. You know, like the Vicks that you rub on your nose and on your chest and stuff. It kind of has a little bit of a quality of that to it. It's very strong, very strong. This one, I could only do in doses, and I had to kind of move it away a little bit sometimes because it was like so strong in the area you're at. Definitely too strong for a bedroom, I think. It was a little bit more tolerable out in an open concept area. My husband Brad said it was too much for him. It was too strong for him. And he loves like Christmas tree scents, but it was just too strong for him. But I thought it was good, but it is pretty strong. I say easily a 9 to almost 9.5 out of 10 on the throw. Yeah, it was good. And it burned perfectly, burned all the way down, no problems at all. Harry has really corrected the burns on his candles. I've been so impressed with all the candles I've had lately from Homeworks. They've been throwing well. A few of the ones from the TSV started out light, but then kicked in. But the last few that I've been burning have been doing well the whole way through. There was just a couple of the TSVs that were light at the beginning, and then they kicked in. But all the rest have been fine. But they threw well. They've been burning perfectly all the way to the end. The flames have stayed nice and strong, clear to the very end. So I've been super, super impressed with Homeworks over the last month or two. So I'm really excited to see what he has for spring. I know he's been having some stuff on Instagram, showing pictures of some stuff. So I'll probably get a few more from the spring. I'm trying not to buy too much. I'm still trying to watch my spending. But I'll probably pick up a few, because I've been really happy with Homeworks lately. And then we have another Homeworks from the TSV. We have Toasted Vanilla Cupcake. This has been out before, but I've never had it before. This was my first time with this scent. When I did my haul and I smelled it on cold sniff, I didn't really love it, but burning, I liked it a lot. Yes, it was so good. It's such a good vanilla and caramel. You definitely get that toasted vanilla with caramel. It's a little bakery-like. Yeah, it says vanilla, caramel, sugar, cream, vanilla bean. Yeah, the vanilla and creamy vanilla, that caramel, really nice mixture. It's not too caramely, it's not sickeningly sweet caramel or anything. Really nice blend of that caramel and vanilla. A little bit of bakeryness to it. Loved it, really, really good. Threw well, probably about an 8, 8.5. Burned perfect all the way to the end. Flames nice and strong completely to the end. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Perfect all the way around. And then lastly, we have another Homeworks. This is First Frost. This was from the auto delivery from, I think I got these on auto delivery when I bought the coconut sorbet and the bananas Foster. This was for the winter. You got First Frost, and then you also got, oh gosh, I'm not gonna remember the name of the other one. I have it still, I burned, oh gosh, what was it called? I wanna say, I can't remember. It was green. I wanna say, it's not Season's Greetings. I can't remember the name of it. It was a Christmas tree scent. I burned that one just a couple of times, but I didn't finish it, so I'll probably finish that one next year. Well, the end of this year for Christmas. But I did finish this one. This was First Frost, like I said. This one was nice. I actually really liked it. And it wasn't real strong. I was kind of afraid it was going to be too strong because it's eucalyptus-y. It's got eucalyptus. It's got a little bit of like a balsam fir Christmas tree kind of scent mixed with that eucalyptus. Kind of wintry like. Got a winter air quality to it. But it wasn't too strong. On my cold sniff haul, I said that it kind of reminded me a little bit of eucalyptus spearmint from Bath & Body Works. That one's really strong, almost too strong, so I was kind of afraid this might be too strong. And I burned it right around the time I was getting those allergy, cold, headache things that I was talking about. So I was kind of afraid this was going to be too much. But it wasn't. It was just right to me. It was, you could smell it, but it wasn't too overpowering. It was probably like a 6 or so. Yeah, probably like a 6 on average. I could smell it, but it wasn't too much. I was actually happy with it. It was a really nice, pleasant scent without being too much. And it really came in handy at the time because I wasn't wanting anything too strong. So yeah, it, like I said, had that eucalyptus, and then the fir, it says Douglas fir, Siberian cedar, chilled eucalyptus, white moss, and sparkling citrus. Yeah, I did get mostly the eucalyptus with the fir, a little bit of cedar, maybe a little citrus, not a lot. Yeah, it's got like a winter air, another one of those kind of winter air quality candles. Yeah, mostly the eucalyptus, and then just a little bit of a light Christmas tree fir kind of a smell with it. Really nice. Enjoy this one. Wasn't too much, just right. Burned perfectly and amazing to the end. You can see the wick clips at the end because it burns so perfectly all the way to the end. Another A+ performance from Homeworks. I can't say how happy I've been with Homeworks. Right now, Homeworks is my favorite because they've been performing perfectly. There for a while, I was kind of on the fence with Homeworks because I loved them at first, but then they were having problems with the flames getting puny and the wicks puning out halfway. But he's really corrected them, and they've been doing really good. With the exception, like I said, of a few of them not throwing very well at the first part, but most of, like all these did perfect. So they've been doing really good for the majority of the time, and I'm definitely excited to purchase some more. Next up, we have a couple of Yankee Candle melt cups. Our friend Brian sent these to us. We have holiday lights right here, and this one was nice. This one reminds me almost exactly of this Harry Bendel candle that Brian sent us like a year ago. It smells exactly like that Harry Bendel candle, but for the life of me, I can't remember what the name of the candle was. It smells almost exactly like it, and I love that candle. It's got like a kind of a little bit of a cedary, incensey, slightly spicy, little bit of body care kind of quality to it. Oh, it's really good, really nice. I like that one. It wasn't super strong. It was a little bit, the melt cups usually do pretty well, but for some reason, this one was just a little bit lighter. I could smell it when I was around the vicinity of the melt cup, or the centerpiece. The centerpieces, if you don't know, are from Yankee Candle. Put the melt cup in the centerpiece unit. It's just a wax warmer unit. When I was around the vicinity of the centerpiece unit, I could smell it, but then when I would go like further in the room, I couldn't smell it very much. So yeah, I'm not sure why, because usually the melt cups are pretty strong, but I wish it was stronger than what it was. Maybe if I would have, you can also pop the wax out and then put it into a regular, like a stronger warmer, because the centerpiece units are only like, I think 13 watt or something. They're pretty low wattage. So they tend to be a little bit lighter sometimes, but then they'll last longer. But yeah, maybe I could have like popped it to a stronger warmer. Maybe it would have threw a little bit stronger. I don't know. I like the smell a lot. It's just, I like the scent. It just wasn't very strong. So yeah, I wish it was a little bit stronger. Then we also have Christmas Eve in the melt cup. This I've had before. I had the candle before. It's always hard for me to describe this scent. It's got a Christmas quality to it, because there's a tad bit of like a spice in there, like a holiday spice a little bit, but not super spicy. But then it's got like almost like a little bit of a floralness in there, tad bit of like a fruitiness, a little bit of a freshness. Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, kind of. It's really nice. I like the scent, but almost the same as this. It was light. I could smell it when I was around the area of the centerpiece, but then like further out into the room, I couldn't smell it very well. I smell a little bit more when I had it in the bedroom because I tried it in the bedroom in my centerpiece in there. That was a little bit, of course, because it's a smaller room. But like out in the living room out here, it just, the further I got away, I couldn't smell it very well. So I'm just not sure why that did that, because usually the milk cups do a little bit better than that throw-wise. So yeah, I haven't had a milk cup for a while. So I don't know if maybe they're not making them as strong as they used to be. I'm not sure. Then we have 3 wax melts here from Scents by Kelby. He sends us wax melts that he makes of his own. This one is Christmas wine. And this one is nice. It had like a grape scent with like, kind of like a mulberry scent. Do you remember mulberry? I don't even know if they make mulberry. Kind of reminded me of that, mulberry. Maybe a little cherry-like fruitiness or something. Yeah, it was nice. And it had a medium throw with that one. We have Snow Fairy. This one's kind of a little fruity. Kind of fruity, a little wintry air kind of like quality to it. Yeah, kind of body care like a little bit. It's nice, and it had a medium throw as well with that one. And then we have Cake Batter. This one, I can't smell it. Usually I can't smell the bag too much once they're out of the bag. You can smell them better in containers than you can the bags once they're out of it. This was just a really nice bakery cake scent. Yeah, it had a really nice bakery cake, cakey type of scent. And it had a nice medium throw as well. And that is it. I didn't have any wallflowers to finish up, like I said, because I took my wallflower units out. I just now today put them back in because I've been doing a little bit better with the allergy thing going on. I had a really bad sore throat for a while there too. I had the headaches, then I had like a nasal thing going on, then I had a sore throat thing going on, all in the last month and a half. So it's getting a little bit better. So I thought, let me plug the wallflower units back in and see if I can handle them again now. And then I don't have any hand soaps either because for some reason I've been throwing away my hand soaps. I don't know why, because I went to go pull out my Empties to do my video and I'm like, where are my hand soaps at? Because I always keep my hand soaps for my Empties video. And then I realized I've been throwing them away and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think to keep them for some reason. I always keep them. The only reason why I think maybe I did that is because I always used to use the foaming hand soap from Bath & Body Works, and now I've been using the deep cleansing because my eczema had been breaking out really bad in my hands, so I went to the deep cleansing. And maybe because I'm so used to the foaming and it was a deep cleansing, I just threw it away because I'm not used to having the deep cleansing. I don't know what it was, but for some reason I wasn't even thinking and I threw them away. So I don't have them to show you. I think I probably had like 4 or 5 or so that I threw away. But I will say though that my hands have cleared up a lot better since I've been using the deep cleansing. I have no breakouts of eczema on my hands at all. So they've been doing really good with the deep cleansing. I do have one more bottle of the foaming soap left, so I may try that, pull that out and try it. It's a fall scent, I think, but I'll pull it out and try it and see what happens with my hands. If they don't break out, then maybe it just happened to be that they just happened to break out and it wasn't the soap at all. If they do break out, then I'll know. I don't know, I might try it and see what happens, but they're doing really good now with the gentle foaming soap. So that is it for my Empties video for the month of January. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in our next video. Bye.